Hey loves, it's Alieza and today I'm back with another video, and today's topic will be on something I am seeing so many people struggle with, and this is loneliness. Something I am hearing so many people struggle with at the moment, and specifically because of what's currently going on in the world. So before we get straight into some facts and what to do about loneliness, I'd like you to ask yourself 3 simple questions, and those are: number 1, are you currently facing any kind of challenge at the moment? Number 2, do you have anybody that you can share those struggles with? And number 3, how much of a difference would it make to your life or situation if you did have people you could share those struggles with? This should help you have a small understanding on whether you are experiencing loneliness or not at all. So let's get straight into some facts and information. So in psychology, there have been multiple studies done throughout the centuries showing the effects on mammals in distress without attachment. One of these famous theories is the Bowlby attachment theory. Loneliness has been proven to affect our biology because since the beginning of evolution, we have quite literally depended on one another for survival, protection, and being able to function as hunters and gatherers and tribe mammals. Companionship was also important because interacting with one another and social skills would also teach us how to develop and experience friendship, love, and safety in connection. It would also teach us how to strive in a tribe and what would make us successful and likable to our peers, and equally what would make us unlikable and an annoyance to the tribe, which would in turn affect our chances of survival. This has obviously changed due to the way our planet has grown and evolved over time. The loneliness epidemic we see today only began as man started to modernize the world, and in today's Western culture the focus became more on the individual, and the intellects began to move away from the collectivism of the Middle Ages. So with the rise of the Industrial Revolution in the 1900s, our world rapidly became modern and people left their villages and tight-knit communities to go and work in the factories. So the communities which existed for hundreds of years became diminished while cities grew, moving families away from their original habitat. And with the world's continued rapid progression, it has now become normal to move away for work, education, love, or any given opportunity. We meet fewer people in person than before and spend less quality one-on-one time interacting. The average number of close friends one had in the US in 1985 dropped from 3 to only 2 in 2011. 10 years on, where does this leave us? With an average of 1 or maybe none. Most people fall into chronic loneliness by accident as, of course, adults become busy with careers, raising their families, and whatever else is going on. And it can then become even harder as an adult to find and develop new friendships. And this is what can lead to chronic loneliness, even though we are hardwired to be together. In my next upload, my video topic will be on how to create connection and develop intimacy, as over the last year I am finding that more and more people are struggling with the lack of intimacy and loneliness. There never seems to be enough time in today's busy Western culture, and this is how we easily end up sacrificing our quality time with our family, friends, or any other fulfilling company. Some of the health effects of chronic loneliness are as follows: aging quicker, cancer becoming deadlier, Alzheimer's advancing quicker, the immune system becoming weaker. Loneliness is twice as deadly as obesity and the equivalent of smoking a packet of cigarettes per day. Most dangerously is once it becomes chronic, it can become self-sustaining. Physical and social pain both use some of the same mechanisms in the brain. Both can feel like a threat. So your brain can go into fight or flight and go into defensive behavior because of seeing threat and hostility everywhere, even though there may not be. Loneliness makes your brain more alert and receptive. This means paying more attention to others, however, understanding them less. Loneliness can make you distrustful of others, in turn making you appear self-centered, cold and unfriendly, which then enforces your projection of others not wanting to engage and the loneliness continuing. So what can we do about this? Well, if you've noticed feelings of loneliness recently, or if you often feel quite lonely, it is probably a good idea to have a look at what cycles you may be trapped in, consciously or unconsciously. Having the feelings of loneliness and isolation in the first place create negative emotion and perceptions. This will then taint our point of view when attempting to interact with others, and due to this, the cycle can continue and continue. Each of us have a story in our head about ourselves and are unconsciously projecting it. So the chances are, if you're thinking that you are socially awkward, a misfit, or will never fit in, it is quite likely that this is what the people around you will receive, and it will reinforce your perception. This cycle can last years, making the outside world seem how you actually feel about it. This can lead to depression, chronic fatigue, and a variety of different health issues, as stated previously. So what can we do about it? Well, number one is accepting that everybody will feel lonely from time to time. Loneliness is a natural human emotion with the purpose to communicate our needs to ourselves. Number two, examine what you focus your energy on. Ask yourself, was your social interaction really as bad as you thought it was, or could you be possibly assuming the worst? Number three, are you just avoiding being hurt? Are there any underlying issues or pain or traumas which have not been dealt with? If this is the case, it is quite likely you may need to look into those to help break out of what that blockage may be, perhaps from a professional, a coach, or friends or family, before looking for new healthy relationships. I think it's important to assess honestly and take an emotional inventory about how we really feel about our lives, and the quality of the relationships in them are essential to achieving the best quality of life. And then deciding to reach out to others. There are many forms of ways to connect and reach out to people, whether that be online, local, professional, etc. In the next video, I will be talking about how to create connection and develop intimacy in new situations and the situations we're already in. So I hope you enjoyed this video on loneliness, the causes, the effects, and what we can do about it. Please feel free to get in contact with me through my website linked below, and of course follow all social media. Please like and subscribe if you found this helpful, and until the next video, take care for now.